So, welcome.
Well, what's the crack?
Huh? What are we like? Huh?
Uh,
So, I usually just start off with just thanking you straight off the bat for coming for a chat. So, well, but cheers.
cheers. We've been heterosexual, we'll be irritable.
Perfect. So, I don't know how much of my wee show that you may have seen. You've maybe seen, Trev's, because it was him who introduced me to you.
Yeah.
Now, so basically, it's called Behind the Beer and the Banter
Mm.
because it's a behind the curtain look at people that are self-employed.
Mm.
So I'm self-employed, but you're also self-employed. And people don't realise, because we're both self-employed, we don't know where our next job's coming from.
Yeah.
So you might be a drag queen. I might be.
I'm
Yeah,
actually-
yeah.
That's the one,
Yeah.
Margot Robbie sitting here.
It's very obvious. You're a drag queen, I clean carpet, but we both need to get our names out there. So as much as we don't have in common, we've also got a lot in common too. So that's basically the framework. We're going to have a laugh, and if we can both educate each other a little bit on, how you get your work. Some sales tips, marketing tips, branding tips,
Yeah.
whatever. But 90% is going to be me and you having a fucking good old time.
Probably is. That's good.
So as I say, there's no agenda, there's no framework, and I just usually start off with saying, where are you from? What age did you get into, being a drag queen, or how far back do you want to go? Where were you born?
I was born here, in this very room. I was born in Belfast, born and raised.
Very good.
That's sure my whole
What
whole
school?
life.
What primary school do you go to?
I went to Fennicky Primary School, which wasn't far from where I lived, it wasn't great.
Yeah, so you stayed in the same area.
So yeah, pretty much. We used to live over Craigie and Melodies Road, and then we moved whenever I was about like 6, and I've been there ever since.
What wasn't great about it?
Well, grown up, gay and autistic. Wasn't exactly fit in. Like it's only like a matter of time before something like
so
this
you
happened.
didn't
So it's
fancy
like-
joining the UK or anything?
No, not what United Drag Association. But
So tell me this, at 6 years of age,
mhm.
did you know?
I don't think anybody that young you haven't really come into like the hormonal kind of years.
Yeah.
But I think like looking back, I probably would have had like crushes on boys, but not realised what it was.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? But
Because that's, it's so early,
it is.
to already have that kind of, like, second guessing yourself as such.
Well, I think it's only ever like a second guessing because we kind of make it that way. I think if you let people just be whatever they become,
Yeah.
because we see like a lot, like I've seen discussions about this, like people kind of saying like if like say a wee boy and a wee girl are friends in school, they'll be like, oh, it's his girlfriend. But if you turn around and said, if you said, oh no, they don't actually like girls, like we're so young, how do they know? I'm like, well, how do you?
Exactly.
How do they know they like it?
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like just let.
Yeah, because
Let
you're
people become
already
whatever.
putting the stereotype
Should have been.
upon. Because whenever I was 6-year-old, I was still eating fucking crayons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, people are already putting labels and stuff.
Oh, it wasn't I don't think that whenever I was a kid, people can always tell when there's something a wee bit different. About
yeah.
yeah.
Because it's kind of like when people come out to their parents, it's like no big surprise. Because the parent knows their child, like even before the child has the awareness, and then it's almost like it's no big shock to the actual parent or close family members.
It wasn't the light on the whole. I think I might be bi. Like thing first, and then I never actually like fully came out as like gay. I never like was a discussion. I was just like, yeah, no, that's not. I never had like a second like coming out thing. There was no like drama about it. They were like, oh, we all really kind of had an idea.
When would that have been? Like the 80s, early 90s, or?
Fucking dirty. I came out as gay whenever I was 18, which is about 10 years ago. So
good.
not as old as you want to make me, bitch.
Yeah.
This is like I've
Apologies.
done podcasts with drag queens before, not even been as much as that.
Oh really? Yeah. See, so this is the more you can educate me, the more you'll educate a lot of ones out there, because I'm your typical bloke.
Yeah.
Drinks beer, watches UFC, goes home, has his dinner with the missus and the kids. Do you know what I mean? But as much as
Same, but I do this as well.
yeah. But do you like go into character, or do you are you always Sabrina, or what way does it work?
I think Sabrina. Some drag queens do have like fully developed characters, and they'll have like a completely different voice and a very specific persona, and drag kings as well.
Yeah.
But I like Sabrina is just kind of like happy. Like John's my real name. It's kind of like me when I'm like just happy and having a gig. Like how I get on with Sabrina with the crowd is how I get on with friends and stuff too.
Yeah,
like,
behind the scenes in your personal life and stuff.
There's no real difference because it's hard. Like it'd be hard trying to maintain.
Well, it's,
do you know what I
it's
mean?
proper like method acting.
It's definitely like there's definitely some sort of method involved. Like there's, it's that's how I get this house and shit. But it's like, I think, I don't know. There's like someone do it, but I think it'd be too much effort to try to maintain like a constant character and like limit yourself in this. I think if you just have a gig, it's definitely elevated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can't go into work and be like, right, move this song. Do you know what I mean? You have to like
Absolutely.
get a bit of energy and stuff.
Of course. Because I was even saying to Trev, like everybody has bad days.
Yeah.
But yet you have like if you have any tricks on how you completely lift your spirit and go to work?
Even if I'm having a crap day, like I went in to like work. I've actually went in for a competition before immediately after getting dumped, which wasn't fun.
Oh!
But I won.
No way!
So this is the thing, like you kind of have to just find it from somewhere. For me, as soon as the music hits, I'm like, I'm on, right, let's go. Regardless of what's happening, you're just kind of like, let's go. And when you're not feeling it, you just kind of have to like, you just get through. Like you find energy from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna strip again. Attention seeking.
But that reminds me of the Taylor Swift song. I can do it even with a broken heart. You know.
Yeah.
You kind of I haven't mastered that trick yet. If I'm in a fucking mood, I'm in a mood. Like, but then I don't have to like Trev. All of a sudden, have to entertain 13 girls on a hen party.
When you put the uniform on,
You go in.
Yeah.
you're a different person.
Yeah, so on a different emotional state.
You're always nervous going into every single crowd because you don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah, well, vibes already there.
And then some vibes are good.
I've had some like really, really weird ones for me. I like weirdly with drag, even if I'm feeling like ill or hungover like down that morning, I'm like, I don't want to do this. As soon as I have the makeup on, I'm like, that's me ready to go. I actually feel better. But in terms of walking into weird ones, I've told this story so many times. But I was booked. It was the Halloween just before lockdown, and it was passed me by another queen. And she didn't tell me what it was. There's no details, but I assumed because it was around Halloween, it's going to be a Halloween party.
Absolutely.
But we got there, and there was no decorations. Usually, whenever you walk into a function, you can see like, do you know what I mean? Or if there's like balloons and like cake, it's like it's probably a birthday, or it's a hen party, or it's whatever. There was nothing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So me and my mum walked into like the wee dressing room bit, and she was like, did you see the sign? Because her voice is deeper than mine. And she's like, did you see the sign out there? And I was like, no. And it said in memoriam. I was booked for a funeral.
What?
Booked for a funeral, and I went down, and I was like, what the heck do we do here? It's like, what takers know? Like, and I was like, this mega boy's like, I heard you were dead on. I don't know, like, it's like, what do you do? But it was such a weird atmosphere. But like,
interesting though.
You kind of have to have in your head, if they've booked you, at least one person wants you there.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Just
so tell me this, you said you won the competition?
Yes, I've won several now.
No way. So how does this work?
When there's different like pageants that would happen in Belfast, that one was Gays Got Talent. It was hosted by someone do. It was hosted by Paletta Stiletta, aka the big girl. And I won it. But I've won a few different ones. I won Trudy's Drag Race, I won Opportunity Frocks, and recently I actually won a competition down south, Divine Apprentice, and it's the first ever queen from the north to do that.
Stop it. What's that entail? What do you do?
It'll be different.
Is it all on your
It's kind of different themes, so it'll be like this week you'll have to do like musicals or do this, that, and the other. It'll be different like wee challenges with the Divine Apprentice there. Each week we had to do a runway and a performance, so it'll be themed like Irish icons or like pop divas or whatever. But one of the most stressful week in it was we had to do it was like Divas or Icons Week or something.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to pick who it was. You were handed an envelope, and everybody else got like Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, like ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I got Davina Divine, who is the drag queen that hosts the competition, so I had to
very good.
impersonate her
Brilliant.
in front of her.
Wow.
But she loved it, so.
Yeah. You won.
But like, there's like a wee, I mean, you can listen to her podcast, there's like a story basically where her and the singer Jess Glynn don't get along.
Oh, really?
Jess Glynn's a bit of a cunt. So for part of my act, I had this umbrella and I like spray painted "fuck Jess Glynn" on it, and I got it out and stuff, and she thought it was a gag, but the thing is, it's a really good umbrella, and I refused to like bin it, so I walk around town, like, with it up, and just trying to like turn it away from people, and like, so like, what's she, anybody like an upper building's gonna be like, what's she done? Like, she knows what she done.
No, that's what I'm saying, like, this is why I love, you know, this wee podcast of mine. You know, last week I was talking to, you know, an old, you know, friend from literally 30 odd years ago when we were kids, you know, and I just love that nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight I've got you on, has opened my mind to, you know, another world.
Try and drag.
Yeah.
That'll be the next one I'll touch it.
Because I'm getting to the stage in life now where I get up in the morning, kids out of school, off to work, come home for dinner, fall asleep on the sofa, and you start to think to yourself, fuck me, like, is this it, like, you know? And you know, I can only imagine it was brave for Trevor to
Drag friends is good crack because
Yeah.
I have that many drag friends, and as I've told you,
they've seen
before.
they've seen your butt more than the
they
rest
see
of
my
us.
butt, they always like, I say, like, I'm taking him home,
Could I
like,
get
but
the
not only
fat
that,
and a lineup?
there's a few of them that's actually got me into, as soon as they bring me into their house, you know, for a drink, what do you have call around? I always call around for a chat. They pull me into a drag outfit.
I know
That's
like-
like, go upstairs and he's in the closet trying to say, like, you are making me do this,
Yeah.
like,
I'll
lipstick
tell you
all
what, I'll tell you what, in heels are like the size of, I don't know.
absolutely no
Massive.
encouragement needed.
I walked 1 foot near broke my ankle and the other. But the funniest part was, the drag had lost their key, but
Stop
she had it down, no.
Who was it?
And I said, I did.
What the fuck? Who was her name? What was it? Who was it? Whisper. What was it?
I'll edit over it.
Oh, Candy.
Oh, yeah. that makes
Now, I
sense.
don't know if you've seen the video, but I have the video somewhere where she was out for, you know, the barge across the thing,
Yes.
and there was her, Penny Selling, and someone else had something on it. But then Candy, after that, went walkabout, so soon does, got blocked, phoned us, can you come pick us up? You know, he'd be, you know, a drag in distress, or distress.
Drag in distress.
I can't let the drag be in distress. Yes, I'm fine. Next minute, oh, come down, drink. Okay, next minute. Where's my key? I've lost my key. Here's the jump on down. I can hear something. You know, so hand down it.
That's
The
true.
boot, try and find it, nothing. You'd be right, hang on, there's a window about this size. Here she is. Oh, Trev, get in the window. Now, I had the head in the window, all I seen was stilettos, everything. Here she is. That's us now, push me through the window, falling through the window.
I can almost guarantee you she probably still had her key and just wanted to make you go through the window.
Yeah,
Just,
that was it.
okay, because I done the same thing.
And then once I was in, it was, I think you look good with my wig on. Stuck the wig on next minute. I want you to do a dance next minute. Have me on outfits and everything.
Yeah, I don't get it, Trev.
So I went for a bit of crack banter, but see if I'm good about it. The dress fitted me out nice, and I felt nice and slim in it because it was called
This is a
fast
coming out part of this is what
Well,
it is.
yeah,
Like, I
look,
also-
Trev,
kept on
is this some
saying
kind of intervention?
This
Is there something you want to say,
That's
Trev?
what happened to me as well. I used to be a surgeon and then someone just made me wear this and I haven't stopped since.
I suit you. I suit you. But here, tell me, yes, right? So, 6-year-old Sabrina, not a big fan of primary school in East Belfast. We'll move into high school then. You know,
It was shite too. Well, high school wasn't. I went to a school in Lisburn and it wasn't great, but I think, like, I met one of my like lifelong friends there, Mark, and we both ended up like coming. Well, I remember like we were like mates for ages and ages and ages, and there was a lot of like ups and downs. I remember that was my first time I started getting into like making like films and stuff and like
Oh, very
media.
good.
And I always loved it when I was a kid, like I loved doing karaoke or like performing and all that other stuff. And like making up dances and things, so this is kind of like only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And I remember in school doing like the talent show, I remember I sang Lady Gaga, like a medley of it, which was like, I mean, obvious from then I was a fruit, but I still wasn't that good. So I was like, it's like you can't, I had like a thunderbolt all over my face, like shutter shades on, like this equalizer shirt, it was so good.
Class.
But that was right, so I done that, and then we kind of like, around 18, that's whenever I realised that I was gay.
Yes.
Because I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, because I also had a girlfriend for a couple of years, and I was like, oh, maybe this is what like you're supposed to do. And then I remember it was another fella had joined our school, and I became mates with him. And normally, like, I'd pass it off as like, oh, I really like that person because like they're really cool and I want to be friends.
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
I was
yeah.
he was so like gorgeous. So I was like, yeah. And I remember literally like talking to him, getting on the bus, and him being like, I'm not straight. I'm literally like pulling away, going, I'm definitely not. And then from there I sort of come out, and then I went to uni. And I didn't know, like, but then I'd come out, so I kind of realised that I wasn't straight, but I also kind of had a feeling Mark probably wasn't as well. So I'd said, like, oh, I think I might be bi and stuff. He was like, that's okay, like, I'm still, like, your friend, I'm still here for you. And I was like, are you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I knew it.
You were thinking for yourself?
I was like, I knew it. But, so then we just kind of, like, it went from there. But it's still, like, even right through uni, I think, like, as John, I didn't have, like, a lot of confidence, or didn't really find my footing until I started doing this, and that's what kind of
brought more of your personality out.
Yeah. Because it wasn't, like, I think, even back then, like, I'm 29 now, and I'm hearing, like, more now that, like, school seems to be getting better for once, and you seem to be able to be a little bit more yourself.
It's a different
but,
generation.
like, even in mine wasn't, I know people had it worse before me and stuff, but, like, it wasn't great, like, it's not.
It is getting more normalised and stuff now.
Yeah.
You have social media, and then you've got it, you know, more in mainstream media, and then you've got it more in pop songs and more in the movies and stuff like. Yeah, no, I wouldn't envy that. Life's tough enough. Never mind with any added shit. Like.
I also didn't want, because whenever I remember in primary, like just before I left primary school, this woman was coming to like do tests and stuff with me, and I kept getting brought out of class, had to answer like these weird questions, and in my head I was like, oh, everybody must be like doing this, but it was just me, and I was answering all this stuff, and then she like randomly showed up to my house, spoke to my parents, and went, oh, we think your child has Asperger's syndrome, like we think they have autism, so it's like a really shit Harry Potter. It was like, it wasn't a wizard, your child's just a wee bit tismed, like it wasn't, it's not as fun, but like, so then from that, like, but then they also were kind of like, no he doesn't, and then Googled all like the kind of signs of it, and like this whatever, and then they were like, have a wee look at that, and I was like, yeah, I do that. So because I had that and OCD and stuff, I was like, I didn't want to come out and didn't want to be gay, because I was like, I'm different enough, and like I was really bad enough as it was, so I was kind of like, if I'm gay as well,
wow.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, how bad is it going to be? But
yeah, well, that was your fear.
That was the thing, but
the reality of it wasn't too bad.
It would like, I was able to come out, but I think also going with that in school, someone would come and say something to you, and you had to go like think on your feet quick. So like whatever, like that's what's kind of helped me do this, because now someone will say something and I'll like give them the complex immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So
it's one of those things. Like it did. Not that like obviously like brilliant's never okay, I'm not an advocate for it, but like I think going through that did like give me that like power to just kind of be like quick, like say something before words, especially you're used to hearing the same like shite from them and something like that.
It definitely gives you, you know, like you already had that adversity to start with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas some people might find that first, you know, bit of adversity where they have to leave school and have their first job interview or something, like where secretly you had an awful lot of adversity to start with.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that definitely gives you that.
It's a benefit. It can hold you back in some ways, because I kind of think for queer kids growing up, we're like this like straight like cis people, all their stuff growing up. I think you kind of like, you're able to be yourself. You're never kind of told, well that's that, don't do that, that's weird, that's this and another. Where we don't kind of start that until you're at least maybe 18, 19, and that's whenever you start feeling more like, oh, I can actually start to be more myself. So you kind of in some ways feel a little bit behind.
I
in
get
things,
that.
and it's like, well,
Yeah, you weren't allowed to naturally find your lane.
Yeah, like even dating, I think once people like start actually dating properly, like whenever like in your early mid-teens and all that stuff, so you kind of like, you navigate through relationships. Like for me, I didn't start dating until I was maybe like 19, 20, and it actually had come out. It wasn't been proper.
And even then, you know, where do you go and date? You know, so for whenever I was 18, 19, I was say going to the cinema dating. You know, I would hold her hand and go to the cinema without thinking about it. Whereas you're probably thinking, "Fuck, if I hold his hand here."
It is. It used to be something that I would like think about. Like I'd be kind of like, oh, if I say this, is someone going to look at me or something like that. Before doing drag, I also went to martial arts for years.
Oh, very good.
Taught it for a wee while, so I'm also kind of
What discipline?
I done kickboxing and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so
nice.
So it was good fun.
Do we better BJJ
I didn't know.
Oh shit! Here we go. We're having a roll tonight.
But no, it was me and my dad actually used to go together all the time and stuff, and it was really good fun, but it also instilled a lot of confidence.
Core confidence.
And then I think that helped like then before doing the drag and stuff to know, well, I can't actually defend myself.
Yeah.
Because there's ones, it's more so, I've walked, like, I work in River Rooms and stuff for Trevor, and then I walk around, like, the Maverick and stuff to do a gig, and there was one night I was walking from River Rooms around the corner, and I remember I was in, like, drag and flats and stuff like that, but I came around the corner, and this fella was like, oh, fruit and all this sort of stuff, and I threw it back to him, and I went, what? And he was like, oh, you heard, I said, come over and say it to my face.
No
he said, what was it? He said, he wouldn't come over. I was like, how'd you like to get your cunt knocked down by a fucking drag queen in front of your mates? And he was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I thought so. I was like, you're the fucking fruit.
See, I was confident as you were.
You're the fruit.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
that's like some people is.
It is. It's. I don't like anything like that, but I'm also like, people think they can get away with saying anything, and the amount of people that expect you to say nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember I was again the other night I was walking around in drag, and this group of fellas walked past and went, oh, there's your dad. I turned around and went, I might be. And they just stopped. Like,
could be.
I didn't give you a laugh. See how well the drags dress up.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you see, look at them. Most of them are, I would say, a good lot of them are beautiful inside and out. A normal guy's walking up on a night out wouldn't even know that you're not a woman.
A lot of it doesn't bother me as well whenever someone gets on like that, because I know where it comes from. Like I remember coming home with my friend one night, and I wasn't even in drag. This fella was like driving past in his car and like blowing kisses out the window and all sorts of stuff and trying to be all like thing, and she was like, oh, I'm annoyed that they were getting on like that. But I was like, no, mate, like that same person, if you were sitting in an afters right now, would be sitting rubbing my leg and trying to go, like, that's where it comes from. Because the amount of ones, like, I'm sure you probably get it as well, like, I've been in a bar and I'll be a fella look over with their girlfriend, like, oh, can we get a photo? Oh, we love drag queens and all. And they'll, like, put their arm at me, but then you feel the hand going lower, and I'm like, nope.
No way.
There's so many of them about.
Stop it.
So many of them about.
Well, this is a game why I love this wee show. Like, as I say, I'm creeping into my mid-40s, and as I say, it's time to open the mind, like, you know what I mean? I think I need to go. Where's this rabbit rooms or something? What do you call
River
it?
Rooms.
The river rooms.
River rooms. I think I need to go to the river rooms for a bit.
It's brilliant for seeing, as you were speaking to us online about, you know, just for all your mates and Tammy and all coming for a crack. See Boogie Bingo. I'm Sabrina doing Boogie Bingo. Mm-hmm. You can book the whole room out.
What's Boogie Bingo?
Boogie Bingo is...
So Boogie Bingo is basically like regular bingo, only with music. So what will happen is instead of like
Tommy
numbers,
Bingo using.
Instead of numbers, it'll be like artists. So if you play like, say, Believe, then you mark off Cher, or Hit Me Baby One More Time, you mark off Britney Spears, whatever. So I play songs, but it's like hosted by myself, and I do like a bit of cabaret and banter and stuff.
What night is it?
So it's usually on Saturdays and Fridays, but like Mal will have different slots that people can book. So maybe like a hen party will book it, or like a birthday or whatever, and then all the ones will look along and stuff. So but you catch me there, and also Maverick.
I'm getting the stage where I just go down to the local on a Saturday, get a kebab on the way home, and sleep on the sofa. And it's it's getting boring. Like.
We do the same, but I'd be getting the kebab at 4 AM and sleep on someone else's sofa. Like one eyelash, hang it off.
I love walking down, especially if I finish my gig and I peep ahead round for Boogie Bingo, next minute all I hear is, look at that handsome one over there. Sometimes there was one of yours you started, but I get pinned at the toilet. I was like, right,
no way.
When can I make a run for it? Because if I know if I can run out at the wrong time, I'm gonna get nabbed. I was like, but I love it. It's a good crack.
But here, tell me this. What's your best experience as a drag? Where you just thought, this is fucking for me, like?
The birth of my child. No, actually do have drag kids. That's so really quickly explain that. There is like a thing where you can be someone's drag mother or father. Basically, like you will help someone with their career or like mentor them and teach them how to like do different things. And I do that for a couple of different ones. But my bit, like the best moment, I can't think of it. I think winning at Frocks is really cool because that was the first time I've ever actually won anything. But for me, it's like people recognizing you and kind of like, are you Sabrina? And being like, I love you so much. Or getting like a message going, you, do you know, like you got me through lockdown. You got like no one, like I like making people laugh or like cheering people up. One of my favorite gigs that I've done the past couple of years on Pride is I do one for this. It's like a facility for adults that are like developmentally disabled. Yeah. So I'd go and do like a pride and stuff with them. We do like a wee like parade thing around like the whole courtyard. And then I'll go in and do like a show, and it's just really fun and really nice. And also it's close to home because like also I have autism, but also runs in my family. And I think that was another thing growing up. Some people kind of will overlook you or kind of almost like be really patronising, and like you kind of get forgotten about in that way.
Well, I've definitely got adult ADHD and fucking ABC and EFG. I've got the whole shebang going.
Anything for the deal.
Anything for the but no, it's I usually travel vouch. Like I get stuck into these podcasts. I'm about 3 beer deep, and then I watch it over, and it's an entertaining podcast, but it's also an education platform. So tell me this from because as I touched on when we started, we're both self-employed.
Yeah. So
like, how do you get your gigs? Do you deploy any real sales techniques? Is this your brand?
For
how did you get your first gig?
Well, I got into this because Maverick, where I also work now, had an open stage and was hosted by Rusty Hinges and Roxy Tumbledore. Yes. This is way back when. And I was like, oh, I'll give that a go, we'll see. Because I kind of like realised I love making people laugh, I love dressing up. Not even necessarily as a woman, but like just in general. Like, I think so. I was like, I love being on stage and I'm also really attention seeking and I like money. So like it all kind of came together, but like drag. So I'd done the open stage a couple of times there and it was Tina Lake's Tantrum had seen one of my videos and was like, do you want to come over and do a show in Union Street? So that's where I'd done my first ever paid gig, and then it was kind of like, it sort of snowballed from that.
Was that like stand-up comedy?
Like cabaret and like...
So you singing all too?
Sometimes we'll like lip syncing, dancing, like we'd like put together comedy mixes and things and perform those. And for years it was sort of like different places where things kind of blew up for me, and where I do get a lot of my working gigs now was over, I think we're just sort of coming out of lockdown and I started doing TikToks.
Yeah.
There was one when that shop, Stradivarius in town, used to have a massive queue outside it, like bigger than Primark's one, massive. And I was like, nobody ever cared about the shop, and we were like just taking a fun out, being like, they must be having an illegal rave in there. Like that's what that, and like it started like this whole big thing, and it went, I got like about like 300,000 views. Like it started going like mental. So that went a bit mad. A couple other ones did, and then I posted another. It was a skit of a song at the time, and it was me. In the middle of the ocean trying to roll a fig, and a fish swims past with a cigarette in its mouth, and it goes into that song what you know about rolling down in the deep. And I posted that and I thought, that's so like stupid. And I remember going to bed one night, seeing it getting a couple of hundred views, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I woke up the next day and had 1 million views.
Stuff up.
And my following just kept going up from that. So then I started being like people recognising me out and about in public and being like, you're Sabrina. They also didn't realise even my name on it is Sabrina Bewitched, didn't realise I was a drag queen. Yes. It's like the first Pride, then I think it was a couple of weeks after that. We were walking about like in full costume, and I'm like, oh, you look lovely, and I'm like, oh, thank you, and they'd hear my voice, and I'm like, you're Sabrina. So like from that, then it was like, do you do bookings? And then it was kind of like doing birthdays, weddings, appearances. Like I got paid to go into Cosmo in town in full drag and just walk over and sing like happy birthday to someone and then leave. Like you get really mad, like weird ones. Yeah. So that was kind of like for me where people, I think, got to see my humour. Yeah. And that's where it kind of started to like snowball from that, and that's where I got a lot more.
Well, that's why I jumped at the opportunity, because I just love a laugh, like, and as much as I don't know about drag queens, what I do know is they're
We're
fucking
really
hilarious.
gorgeous. We're really gorgeous. That's why I'm sitting behind that desk to hide what's going on.
The big cabaret shows you do it's amazing. I've
Yeah.
done one, I think it was up in the Beehive, there was a pile of them done one, and next minute they had a couple of us guys coming on after.
Yes.
But the drag stayed in the crowd, and
There's so
it
many.
made it
It's,
even more fun.
you'll never see the same show twice. Everyone brings something because you have queens like Trudy and Roxy and Paletta will do like their like brunch shows and stuff, and they're so funny. The stuff that comes with is so funny. It's so camp, but they're great performers as well.
And that would be just off the cuff wit as well,
But
as
that's
opposed
right.
to
Same with Rusty,
staged,
like-
repeated kind of humour.
Same with Rusty and Sunny and like Tiffany. Like there's so much. Tiffany's an incredible dancer, amazing performer. I have to give like a special shout out to her if you've never seen Sunny Darling perform. There's a queen Sunny. Not only is she stunning, but this bitch was a gymnast. She was a gymnast, so she will climb to like see the height of the ceiling and drop straight into a split.
No way.
Do like backflips or like all this weird stuff. I remember watching her one night and we finished doing a gig and she was steaming and I was like, there's no way she's going to be able to perform. There's absolutely no way she's still come out. Cartwheels, split. I'm like,
Where did you see this?
She's on Maverick with Rusty Hinges on Friday night. She also works with Scarlett McGlure on a Wednesday.
Has she blonde hair?
Yes. That doesn't narrow it down. Half of us have blonde hair. And you get like
I think I saw a TikTok video not that long ago. I think it was on Pride Day.
Sunny, yeah.
And
There's a video of her doing the splits.
The splits, is that her?
Stomps behind Anna Christian. Anna Christian
that was
being
it.
like, being gay is wrong, and she's like, and also doing splits, like talking about it. It's so funny. But there's so many different things. I think Anya Bex as well. It's like a big showgirl and she at work in Maverick and in Cabaret Supper Club. There's drag everywhere, and everyone brings something different. So what I like about it is there's not like, if you like watching someone who's maybe more like, you know, pretty like dancey, popping up their stuff, there's something for you. If you love the comedy, there's something for you. If you like live singing, there's something for you. There's so many different
It's
things.
kind of like, you know, from my wee brain, like the Spice Girls. They all had their different characters.
And there's so many different like elements to it. Like I didn't make this, but I would make a lot of my own costumes. A lot of them.
Yeah. So how much would something like that cost?
Something like this wig was probably about 300 odd quid.
Serious.
And that's not even the most expensive thing to do.
No way.
A lot of drag is really expensive. Learn to sew is one of the best things I've ever done. me and another girl at Fierce Junction, she's class as well. She used to be a wrestler, so like the moves and stuff that she can do, it gets brought into that. But like me and her will be messaging me like, what are you making this weekend? Where do you get this fabric? Where do you get this and it's great because you save a lot of money, but there's so many things. Like before coming out here, I had to paint my whole face.
Yeah.
You have to like shave every part of your body, like
No,
tuck everything else. Like there's so many different like elements before you even hit the stage.
And the makeup's not cheap.
The makeup,
You go through
well,
some makeup, no?
everything's free if you can run. You just I try to use cheaper stuff now, like things from Primark or Boots, and all, just not Shein because I want to keep my eyes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust it, but like there's so many. You kind of have to be a jack of all trades to a certain extent. You can pay someone to do your makeup. You can pay for outfits to be pay for wigs to be styled and stuff. But it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money out of what you're actually earning.
Because again, you know, the transferable skills. Every business has to be aware of their expenses.
Yeah.
You know, or at the end of the day, you know, where's the profit like?
You have to like. It's how much use can you get out of something? I'd say like custom costumes. I think are the most expensive things. Just you can spend upwards of £1,000 or more on a dress.
And how long would you get out of that dress? Is that just for one show, or you get like?
This is the thing. People will buy stuff for like pride, and it's great. Like I understand, like you want something special made. 100%, I get that. For me, I find it really rewarding making my own costumes because if something rips or breaks, I know how to fix it. I can also fix my own clothes as a boy, and I'll also get like my man or my mate. Or something like, there's a hole in that, or can you turn them up for me? I'm like, go through the machine. But it's great. Like I would still get like custom stuff made, but it's just you save a lot of money the more you can do for yourself, and especially drag is not a get rich quick scheme. I think a lot of people start it and they go, I want to be on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
But that's amazing, but it's quite unattainable too. Do you know what I mean? Like shows like that and Dragula, like the two big kind of like competition ones, and there's so many people across the globe apply for it. And I think the enticing thing is like the queens that do that maybe come out, lip sync to a couple of numbers, and get to go all over the country, but they're paid thousands and thousands of pounds to do that.
So is that the big time then?
That's the big time, but that's a long way away. And even doing like basic things like your own night or getting paid spots, a lot of queens like myself as well, I had to do so many free shows at the start to try to kind of like get yourself out there, and it's also about who you know. I've said this in my different like new starts and stuff. Your backstage etiquette, how you get on with people, will stop you getting work quicker than your lack of talent will.
Absolutely.
Like, you could be amazing if you're a bitch or hard to work with, or you don't wash your drag. Like, anybody watching this right now, go home, get the fucking, like, get scenty stuff, wash your stuff. I don't care if you wore it once, it's to wash your fucking drag. It's things like that that'll put people off, because it's like any job. If you were going into work, do you know what I mean, in like Tesco, and you know that someone's job that you don't like, you're going to be like, do you know what I mean? Or with that, people want to work with the mates, you want to have fun, because it transfers. If like, say I'm doing like a Friday with like Rusty and Sunny, if we're having a gig backstage, we're having a couple of drinks, we're like, right, let's go out, it shows on stage, we're having fun. Where if you're working with someone that just sucks the life out of the room, or is really nasty or anything, we're all kind of pissed off, and it's harder to get.
That's what I touched on earlier. You know, how do you lift yourself up? So imagine, you know, I call them hot potatoes. Someone that just sucks the fucking life out of you, you can't touch them at all. You know, so you don't need that other, you know, crap on top of everything else. But it just listening to you, it's all those kind of skills and all those tips. They're so transferable into every industry, like, you know, like doing the free acts. Like, once upon a time, I had to run around and, you know, I didn't do them for free, but I had to clean sofas for half the price, just to show what I'm about. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's interesting that you also had to do that.
Clean sofas to show them.
But again, I would be in different, you know, like WhatsApp groups, for example, just like you're in different groups. And, you know, say there's a guy in Ballymena, he can't make a job in that room. He'll give me a shout to go and do it, because I'm not a smelly bastard. Do you know what I mean? So I find it fascinating that it doesn't matter which entrepreneurial kind of journey we're all on. Isn't it interesting that we all kind of have the same principles that guide us to being, you know, prosperous and successful within our chosen fields. But that's why, you know, I love hearing that. You know, that it's not just carpet cleaning guys get on like that, or, you know,
it's whatever you get on with. It's creating. I think no matter what it is, whether it's carpet cleaning, carpet munching, like, it's all about, like, you create like a community and people that you get along with and stuff, you know? If
you watch enough of these shows, you'll always hear me say that your net worth is in direct correlation to your network. Do you know what I mean?
It's not about what you know, it's who you know.
It's about who you know.
And I'm having a bad day doing my work. This lovely lady walked in, here's our beautiful drag. That boosts me, because there's some rooms are sucked life out of it, but then I mean, it's
hot potatoes. There's some people out there.
I always like take the piss as well over what passes. I'll like say something, I'll put your whole away, walk on but it's wild. It is like, there are ones that do, but you kind of have to protect your own energy and your own pace. So a lot of times, if I know, like, if you're doing a show, and I'm sure Trevor's had it as well, like, say you're at one end of the room and there's someone that's just sitting sour baked, you go to the one, even if there's one person that's like loving it, go over to that person.
That energy.
Or take the piss out. I'm like, I've had people who are sitting on their phones, so just take their phone and start like taking photos and all sorts of like, thinking, like, just like take the piss and like try to like sort of, you change some people's minds. There's times I've walked into like weddings are the worst for it, because both families don't want to embarrass each other in front of each other. So whenever I used to be in a band, we done that. It was hard trying to get them up to dance. Like, we're like singing and doing like this and another and trying to like maneuver the set list to like make it work. Which that was like a lot of transferable skills to me, seeing like what sort of songs work for certain crowds and what way to like build a crowd up.
Like the crowd pleasers.
Okay.
Keep on coming, Trev. Come on.
Where's me being shy?
I never drink beer.
More butt, Trev. More butt cheek.
But like.
But that's a skill.
It's,
you know, reading the room and understanding. Okay, if I play this song here, it's a crowd pleaser.
I'm okay. I haven't
cheers.
We'll cheers.
We top up no cheers.
I never drink beer, but it's followed worse, so.
That's
also how I get knowledge of.
You know, we all gotta do what we gotta do.
No, but it's I can't remember what I was talking about.
Yeah, so like the skills required, if you go to a wedding and you, as you say, you've two different families there.
Yes, it's like it's that sort of thing of trying to like take the best, because it's always been like a table like fellas like the dads or whatever,
it's all they go two.
It's like back in my day, I'd have been shot, not dancing like fruit, do you know what I mean? So like, but then at the end they're like, this is great, do you know what I mean? Like, this is the thing, it's about
getting their guard down.
It's getting that, because a lot of people are, especially, I understand a lot of people, for me this is normal, and it's not, this isn't like, this is my job, this is my uniform, do you know what I mean? And because I do it every day and drag with drag queens all the time, you have to kind of remember some fella, like if there's some man from fucking Ballymena that I've never seen electricity before, never mind a drag queen, you know what I mean? So it's like,
give us a spark.
That's what I'm saying, they're probably not, they're probably not, they're not aware of like what's going on, so like you kind of have to.
It's like exposure therapy.
Yeah,
you kind of have to drip feed it in a little bit, as opposed to just going straight in, dropping his trunks and getting wired in. You know,
exactly.
You need to just kind of play
so
with them.
Straight in, no kissing or
I
nothing.
suppose that's the way ahead. See, the next big thing that I'm planning soon is I am going to bring a drag in, because my families don't know the industry that we're all in, especially me, because
that's why these things are awesome. You know,
see, having a drag
and
then part of a band, then you're having a bit of everything in, so you're bringing parts of like this network that we're doing in, and if I have
you do your thing. And I'm more than happy to come and clean the fucking carpets after.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
You know, there's special
a hazmat suit and a UV light.
Sabrina, I think we need to get a house party going. I got loads of stains around. Gareth, can you come at 12:30 here?
We're coming up with a UV light.
Book the rest of the week off.
50
Book the rest of the week off.
Clear the room. But no, where the fuck would you get it? Like, where would you get it? A fucking kissogram, a drag queen, a fucking rug muncher. Walk into a bar.
That's it. See, next thing, can you go in and just mess whole man's carpets and all that? But I think we need Garth down to
get me down, double time on a Sunday. But no, so tell me, have you mentor as well? And
yes.
Is that like you know, because that kind of says to me, in a sense, you know, like some kid wants to be a drag queen, or is it like the business side of things as well?
Yeah, well, it's this is the thing. I've had drag kids that are older than me. And once it's just, when we say that, it just means like people that are starting drag. Because it's the ones
Do you do like an apprenticeship, or you just?
It's not even like it's like my friends. Like one of the, like I have like Count Bella, and like who's one of my drag daughters. And like go and help her.
I didn't know there's drag TV strikes.
No.
It's just someone like, so there's like there's drag houses and
stuff. So you'd be able to
do
do with like a thing I had planned in my head. You know, like what I said to you in my cast, by getting normal guys to do the strip.
I
have always wanted to ask for drag queens to get normal guys. Put them into drag. And make them do like a performance to see if people can even realise
the difference.
The difference.
Probably not.
It's for me. It's mentor ones that want to do it. Like they're kind of Bella was already doing drag and stuff before I met her. But a lot of them is just kind of like, it's even helping things like with like giving them gigs or like giving advice like makeup, or here's where like I would get my fabric, things like that. But it's more like our house is the Bewitched coven, because I'm the house mother. So we would like kind of like share different things. Like we'd do shows together and we'd do like. We just sort of like give each other tips, because I've been doing them a lot longer. I would be kind of like, well, here's how I do that, here's how I would do that. So it's just like we advice, like, and it's also not like I've had ones like one of more recent kids, Neuroadrenaline. She's like very new to the drag, so still like figuring out things like makeup and the performance side. Like, a big key to mentor, I think a lot of ones get wrong is they kind of expect like sometimes you'll get someone who will go out on stage and maybe they've had prior training in the sense that they were already a dancer or they were already a makeup artist, so like there's certain things about that, or they're a dressmaker, so they have these skills already set. But a lot of times like you're learning that as you go along. I certainly like I wasn't like a bedroom queen, like practicing makeup before I went out. I didn't like, my mom doesn't wear makeup, and my best friend was like a bitch lesbian, she didn't wear makeup either, so there was nobody to show me how to like do the face at the start. It was a lot of rough going. But like this is the thing, so I think with that, it's been where someone's starting out, so don't say this is shite, don't do this. Like, you have to kind of walk over and say, well, maybe try this, or here's what I found helped, or here's like, sometimes it is just painting them yourself, or like trying to help them with whatever it may be, do you know what I mean? So it's really kind of that sort of thing.
It's knowing how to be subtly encouraging, but also correct them.
Because it's a lot of the things, and like you have to remember, these are skills that you probably struggle with at the start as well. I don't know how to make up, or I was shit myself going on stage performing things.
I always say, you have to fall 7 times and get up 8.
Yeah.
You know, and that doesn't matter if it's learning how to do makeup as a drag or, you know, being a barber. You know, everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you come across the wrong mentor, and if you're doing your whole falling 7 times getting up 8, and they're not, like if you have their own, you know, mentor and they're not encouraging with it, they're just fucking downright rude, angry, criticizing.
There's ways to say things. And there's an awareness of the thing that maybe you're expecting. So say like you have someone come over and you can see they're maybe not the strongest dancer or something on stage, for example, and you can see it's nerves or they're overthinking it. I would walk over and be like, by the way, you're overthinking that, and you're because that's going to make it worse. And like, this is something that they're going to come into over time. The more that, or like a big thing is talking on the mic. That's like, for me, that was something that took a while to get used to, because it's nerve-wracking talking in front of a room, but also having to walk up and be like, you're a hooer, do you know what I mean? You're like, it takes a lot of like practice. And at first,
and if you deliver that wrong,
it's like, this is the thing. It's like, if you talk down to them, or you're like,
that's the thing. You can, because it can take people fucking years to bounce back from a remark that was maybe not meant to be criticising, but it came across.
You find your rhythm and your like thing. One of the best ones as well. There's certain queens that are like just really funny. Like, I just piss myself and stuff on. Like, see, like watching Rusty and Roxy host shows together. It's hilarious. Another one, like my mom and dad actually love this queen more than me. Like, I remember it's pure bent on a Monday. I remember I was doing her show, and they're like, is she on? And I was like, I'm also there. Like, I know, but is she on today? And I like.
And is this in this Maverick place?
This is in Maverick.
And this is on a Monday night.
This is on Monday night.
Wow.
And this is the thing. She's just a balloon. She's just so authentically herself, and that's what's so lovable about her. But she's also a really lovely person. Yeah. This is the thing. Like, each queen in that bar, union, wherever it may be, like, everyone brings like their own thing.
Yeah.
To the scene, and that's I suppose as well. Like, again, that's something to consider as well when you're choosing a mentor. There's queens like, one of my favorites is Coral Holmando. They're really artsy, really out there, really cool. So if I would ask them, how did you do that wig, or how did you do this look? Yeah. And same with Espresso, like, their stuff's really, really cool. Like, there's so many different, everyone has something different, so you kind of look at like, well, who's your, not who do you want to be, but like, what's your vibe, what's your
you, because that's an indicator in what road you want to go down.
Because there's different styles. There's sort of like alternative performances, like alternative performers. There's people who wear weird stuff. Like, I've done looks where I've had like 3 faces, and I've had like, there's for St. Patrick's Day I was a shamrock monster with big tits. Like, so I'm very like, it's not always like glam, but it's like it's just really weird shit. So I can appreciate all the different forms of drag. But it is, I suppose it's like, who do you also click with and get on with? Absolutely. And that's the best people like ask. But it's not even in drag, like, it's a community. Like, I'll just put out and say, listen, to anybody that I know that sews, how do you do this? Or do you know how to, I'm sure you do it as well yourself. I'm just going to be like, part of the job, what's the better product for this?
Basically,
or what's good, you know?
We'll always be experimenting, you know, say we come across.
His journey, though.
That's
how it starts. That's how it starts.
Here we are. But yeah, what other word could I use? We're always trying new products. I'm digging a hole here. Okay, I'm digging a hole here. Holy shit. But so some of the products can be expensive. So you're like, might as well just ask someone before I waste my money here, potentially. Because
sometimes, like, you're paying for a name, whatever the brand, it's like, just because it's the most famous brand doesn't mean it's the best.
And you have to make all those, if you can save yourself making all them mistakes, it is good to have people that you can chat to. But again, that's transferable into every industry. Like,
yeah, it literally is. Makeup is one of the most expensive things, and I find people, whenever I started, I was like, I have to go to MAC, I have to go like all these high-end brands where it's like 30 quid for an eyeshadow. But then a lot of them are like, and all this stuff isn't great. And soon you actually look up the factory that they're made in, that's like the same person will make like Primark session.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the same, or it's a really
So
similar
top tip for the viewers at home, and my two wee girls at home.
With it, like you don't have to spend a fortune.
What product do you use which is quality and affordable? Which might be the cliche best, like all that MAC stuff and all.
I do, like, do you know what? Some of the foundations in Primark and all are really, really good.
Yeah.
I love Be Perfect, and Be Perfect's a Belfast brand. It's really, really good.
Yes.
Well, it's just quite affordable. But even things like in Boots, I'll use like different products. Like I use like a Rimmel foundation, and I've used like NYX concealer and stuff, or even like the ones that you can get in Primark. Like, so much of the stuff is good. Like, give it a go and sort of experiment, especially if it's cheap stuff, if it's crop, sure. But stuff, I've got stuff like there's eyeshadow palettes I've got that are from high-end brands, and like these are really bad, really bad. So this is the thing, it's like, it's not always, people think, oh, because it costs a lot of money or it's a famous name, it must be brilliant, but it's not always. And sometimes watch reviews, go try things out for yourself, like swatch stuff and see what works best, because even like, I've had products where it doesn't work for my friend, but it works for me because we have different skin types, and so there's different things. It's like, or your technique or whatever. Same with like brush, although like you get good brushes on Temu and Shein and stuff now. So it's just different things like that. Like you don't always have to spend a fortune.
Yeah.
It's the skill behind it.
Of course.
Really.
Because people in my game, people always say, you know, these rug doctors you can hire out from home base or wherever it is, and I'm like, look, it's not the machine. It's the guy behind the machine. And I also say as well, people go out and they'll buy these home kind of £500 wet back things, and the advertisement is this woman cleaning the upholstery, and it's perfect.
Cleaning her rug.
And I'm like, what they're not telling you is the fucking 5-step process before that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all misleading. So top tip is, you know, get yourself a good mentor, and you can save yourself a hell of a lot of bollocks about. So tell me this: is there any money in your game?
Yes, it's good money, but it's not easy to come by.
Yeah.
Because Belfast is such a small, scene. It's a small scene. There's not many opportunities to work, and it's competitive because there's so many, like with shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff. That's kind of how I got into drag.
Yeah.
I wanted to like try it and stuff, but there's so many different ones that are starting, and they're expecting their own night or this, that, and the other, and it's like the reality is a lot of queens and kings will be working for free for quite a while. You do, because people are like, I'm not doing that, I'm not getting paid this, and I'm like, you kind of have to build a bit of rapport and be good enough, because something that I had to realise as well was nobody owes you a gig. It's not a charity, and it's not a it's the thing, it's like, if you didn't like a restaurant, if the food was rank or wasn't great, you wouldn't be like, well, I'm going to go pay to support it anyway.
Of course.
Like, it's the same thing with, if you're an entertainer, be good at your job, be good to get along with and stuff, and people will want to book you, do you know what I mean? Things like that, and create your own space. Like, I've done nights where I've like put on a show, put on like a theme. Like, we've done like Bewitched Coven nights and stuff, we've done like Disney villains last year, we've done Witchy Wonderland for Christmas, we've done Myths, Magic and Monsters over summer and stuff, and like, we've ended up making a good bit of money from just doing tickets at the door, from booking in a venue and being like, right,
we're going to put a show on now.
That's, do you know what I mean? So it's things like that. You have to realise there's a lot of grind. Go out on nights out and drag and meet people, put content on, like, put like videos you perform and go on live and talk to people, and so they can get to know you and get to know your personality, and that's how you kind of
create your following.
But this is the thing, any drag queen that's been doing it for a while will tell you it's not a get rich quick scheme, and it's very rare you'll get someone that just comes out and then suddenly does this like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a long slog.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different things, but what I'd recommend, my top tip to anyone doing it, the more you can learn to do for yourself, the better. If you learn how to sew, I can't say Sarah Wigs because I can't be fucking arsed with it, but like, if you learn, like Coral's a good example where I think her mum was a seamstress, so she learned to sew from that. She knows how to style her own wig, she knows how to do her makeup. The amount of stuff that you can do for yourself, you will save money. And it's also like, there's maybe only a couple of gay bars, but there's plenty of other bars that maybe wouldn't even think of having a drag show, and you can message and go, hi, listen, my name's such and such, I've run nights here, like put together like a wee show reel if you doing stuff, and say like, would you ever consider having a bingo night? They've been really successful here, or a brunch or whatever, and you'll get places
We'll give you a shot.
Do you know what I mean? They'll give you a shot. It doesn't have to be, but it's hard work, and it's a lot of grind, and it's a lot of, I think anything in entertainment, it's a lot of no's, it's a lot of closed doors, but you kind of have to, and there's times like I'm like, oh fuck this, what's the point, you know? But then it'll be like, when you think, oh I don't know if I could be arsed with this, something will happen, and it's like, it just
feels right.
So you kind of have to,
it's like every industry though.
It is, it's a lot, you just have to, I think if you're someone that wants instant gratification.
Yeah. And that's the way the brain's wired.
You're expecting, well, I want to be amazing at this immediately.
Yeah.
And I want to get this, that, and other. And I've seen, like, it's, do you know what I mean? It just takes time.
Personality's massive.
Yeah.
Massive,
it really, really is. You have to, like.
But then you have to hone that as well. You know, because I always say, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And it doesn't matter what your game is. Don't be expecting to, you know, go from student to master overnight.
No.
You know.
And I really believe, like, the saying, comparison's the thief of joy.
Of course.
So
don't compare.
Why have they got this? Why have they got that? And do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, because I was sitting here thinking of my own wee drag act. And then
it started already. I fucking told you.
It's like the magics were coming over here, and then I was comparing myself to yourself.
But this is the
can't do it.
I have videos of me actually being funny in one.
I'll be your drag man. I'll put you in.
Yeah, you can be would you be my drag dad or my drag brother or my drag? What would you be if you were mentoring me?
Mother, because.
Oh, you're a drag mother?
I've actually even seen when Drag School Live let people's commenting, you've just taught me something really, really new, how to do my own makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
People's learning of the makeups and.
I do it as well. I'll be like on my live and stuff and doing face and be like, how do you do that or how do you get this and other? It's different things, like stuff you wouldn't think of. It's just like
you can do them on autopilot now.
Yeah.
But like an up and coming drag queen would be like, I would love to do my eyes like that, but holy shit.
It is like it is hard. That's a hard thing to teach because in my head I'm kind of like, we'll see if you just do this, and then we're like, and like I'm just kind of like I don't know how to explain.
Just kind of off topic for a moment. Just touching on that. You know, Jimmy White is a snooker player.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he could never teach anybody how to play snooker, even though he was one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. He says, you just fucking do that.
You can be good at your craft, but not necessarily good at teaching it. Sometimes I think there's a difference between a good teacher and a good.
Difference.
Because it's especially like I am self-taught in everything that I do.
Yeah.
Because I
from
find
like YouTube tutorials or
from YouTube just like trial and error, like because whenever I tried to do like stuff where I was like I remember I tried to learn guitar, couldn't do it. The teacher got like so. They got frustrated with me and more like interested in like the other fellow that could actually play because I'm so like tizened.
Yes.
If I need like a specific way of like I need to like repeat it so many times and kind of go okay so I can understand that, and if I don't understand their method I'd be like well I'm not doing that, I don't get that, that's stupid, do you mean so I'm going to do it this way, and it's like it's hard then to be taught because I'm like I just kind of like I like to do it at my own pace, figure it out even if it's the wrong way to do it. I'm like
but that's why just touching on that, and I know you've done a bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done a wee bit of that too, and I would watch it on YouTube. So I would like a wee move, and I would go home and I would just YouTube the shit out of it. And one of the guys on YouTube was saying, you know, there was two guys have taught me two wee different ways. Because I'm a little older now, my body doesn't do what my brain tells it to do. And one of the guys says it's okay if you kind of modify this. You know, and so he just given me that little bit of freedom to kind of go about it my way. You know, kind of give me the reassurance that it's okay just to modify things.
Yeah.
You know, whereas everybody's like, no, it has to be done this way. This is how it's
your own technique.
Blah blah blah. But it is okay to modify. You know, your skills. Doesn't have to be just to suit you. It doesn't have to be exact, you know, to how your idol, does it or whatever. And then another kind of wording that I really really liked, for me, being taught something was in like an MMA class. Mm-hmm. And the guy was, doing a demonstration, and he says, "Look, we've all got handwriting. Some's poor, some's good, but see, as long as we can fucking read it."
Yeah.
And I just thought, yeah, You know, so I might have been doing this wee move, and you know, coming 44, my brain and body mightn't dance the way they used to, but you know, as long as you can read what I'm doing, you know, I'm halfway there, like, and I just thought that was another brilliant way of putting it. You know, everything's not in stone.
No.
You know, just if you like something, modify it, as long as you know, metaphorically speaking, you know, people can read it.
Find and learn whatever like makes you away. I don't always do things the right way, so I learned how to do. There's a dance move called a death drop, which a lot of drag queens do, where you basically kind of like kick your leg out and one leg bends down and you like fall on your back, which is actually really impressive if you're on stage. The hardest thing about that is getting over the fear of falling, because instinctively, like, same with break falls and jiu-jitsu and all, like, your body's like, nope, I'm not doing that, you don't want to actually fall over. So I learned how to do it drunk. And I came home one night and was like, I'll just practice, and kept doing it, got it right, so then whenever I actually sobered up the next day, I was like, oh, I can do it, and then tried it again, so I was like, I can do it now. Like, I wouldn't normally recommend doing it, I was sober that time, so like, I wouldn't recommend doing it like that, but like, that's what worked for me, but it's... And
it's having the freedom. I think people grow up and they're like, if you don't do it this way, it's wrong, and I'm shit, and I'll self-loathe, and I'm never going to fucking do this again, I'm a cunt. Whereas, give yourself the freedom to...
Give yourself grace. And
give yourself a bit of grace and a bit of freedom, and, you know, take it easy on yourself. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Because you'll look back, like, there's times I'll watch back performances and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that was shit. And other ones are like, I like that way move. Or like
I do the same.
Like,
knock myself, and then your confidence, and confidence one week, and then next week.
But you always think, like, if you're watching stuff back, you'll always think you've done worse than you did. There's times I've come off stage being like, that felt awful, and then I'll watch the video back, like, oh, actually, not as bad as I thought. Yeah. This is the thing, where people are like, that was class. I'm like, but, do you know what I mean? It's one of those things, you're always going to be your own worst critic.
You think you've done bad, but then the crowd are like, that was fucking
Yeah. It's just the world needs more encouragers.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fucking criticizers and haters, and see, touching on that word, see, years and years ago, like our generation, there was no word for it. See, now there is a word. The bastards. Now see that word, haters. I fucking love it, because it labels what, you know, people were doing or making you feel, but you couldn't really label it or word it.
I thrive on it. It makes me.
I use them as target practice. We were talking about that. And I'll get like a comment on TikTok of someone saying something, and it's usually something basic. There was this fella, and he like commented something, but he had like. He had a black, like, sort of side sweat, like, fringe, and he's, like, black reading glasses, and, like, right in the suit, was, like, posing very, like, gaunt face, and he commented something like, I was, like, going to be performing, and I was, like, yawn, and I was, like, this is fucking Sue Perkins really just trying to come for me, and he deleted the comments, and I, like, posted photos of them side by side. There's a thing, you get ones like that all the time, and, like, it's so... Another one was this fella, like, he wanted to be, like, obviously, like, a model or some sort of fucking influencer. He was posting photos of him trying on these, like, really shit jackets and, like, trousers and stuff, and he commented being, like, it's when we were performing, I think it was in the George, it was like, oh god, they've gone downhill, and I wrote, do you not have another ASOS order to try on and back? And straight away I commented, I love it so much, because I kind of, it's just like...
Well, I'm actually listening to a book at the minute, and it's called...
The Hungry Caterpillar.
The small dehydrated caterpillar wanted new life. But it's choose your enemies wisely. Yeah. Because see those types of people, they actually do give you that extra burst of energy to you know, just propel yourself forward. You know, to choose your enemy wisely. It's like, you know, because you were a cunt to me, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and B, it's gonna make me get up earlier tomorrow morning and stay fucking later tomorrow night.
I always say half vision, like, you've ever seen the film Predator?
Of course.
Like that heat thing, like you say, I make that whenever anybody comes up, especially if I think someone's going to be a cunt, because I know they're going to come for one, like, two stupid things. I've already spotted at least like 3 flaws that I can come for, so I'm waiting.
Yeah, please,
go ahead and usually like shut them down, like the.
But do you do any more of the martial arts, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or anything, or has that been put to bed?
I haven't done it in a good while. Sometimes I'm like, I'd love to go back to like a wee training class and stuff, but it's just very... It depends, like, because it's the same, like, it's the same thing that puts me off going to the gym sometimes. I think it's finding the right one, because sometimes I'm like, the energy in here is very masculine, and I feel like I'm like fruit. Like, I just like, well, it's like, it's that sort of thing. But a lot of it, like, you think that you'd forget it, but a lot of stuff stays with you. Because I'd be like putting like drinks forward or something at work, and something will fall, and I was like, catch it. And see if you threw something to me now, I'd say catch this, it would not happen. But like if I see like the hand, and I remember also actually had to use it in drag one night. I was hosting at a wedding. This guy was sticking about, but he went up and he grabbed the mic off me. I was like trying to say stuff like that, and I grabbed his wrist and done like a remove, bent it, took out his hand, and if you do it again, I'm going to break your fucking wrist. And he went and sat down. I was like, well, I went back to it, but I was also kind of like, I don't even remember. That just like, took a sleeper rage and it just like kicks in. You're like, but it is like it's
in the locker.
It's in the. I mean, possibly. If I had somebody to go with, I'd love to. My next thing now is I want to get back to the gym, and I also want to go to gymnastics because I'd love to be able to do the splits.
And
I'd love to be
flexible
enough to
to
do
your performances and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So tell me this: what's the future hold for Sabrina? What the fuck is around the corner?
Just check my crystal balls. I would hope to have, like, I'd hope to elevate my career to the next level. I've recently started working in Maverick, obviously working in River Rooms, which I'm really happy with. But I'd love to go on, like, Drag Race.
What's Drag Race?
RuPaul's Drag Race is, like, the biggest platform you can do as a queen. That or Dragula, they're both, like, amazing.
Are they TV programs or
TV shows,
okay.
but it's, like, it's the opportunity to then travel and go around the world and have a much higher fee, and just kind of like meeting people and stuff, because I love I'm really attention seeking, so I love meeting people.
We all are.
I love meeting people, and especially people like, oh my god, like this is amazing, like I love your videos, I love this, that, and other, and I think this is really funny. And being able to help people, like help like them cheer them up and stuff, being able to do that on a grander scale, and especially being able to do shows with money, because I have so many ideas that I'd love to do, but just financially it's not feasible.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? So there's so many. I'd love to do that. That would be an amazing.
So you want to get onto that platform?
Yeah.
What do you call it again?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Well, I fucking certainly haven't.
It's you need to.
I can hold
You need to be. You need to be in the game, so you need to be in the game.
That or Dragula is another one. It's really good. Dragula is for horror queens, but it's sort of like a mix of Fear Factor, I'm a Celebrity, and RuPaul's Drag Race mixed in one. So in Drag Race, you'll have to do like different challenges, and if you're in the bottom that week, you have to lip sync for your life to a song and stuff. Like RuPaul chooses who says. In Dragula, you have to do similar challenges, but it's all like horror themed. If you're in the bottom that week, you'll have to jump out of a plane. You'll have to be like buried alive with bugs. You'll have to like do like
where's this all going on? Where do you
that
see
one's
this
from
stuff?
America. That one's hosted by the Boulay Brothers. It's really good. You can watch that. You can watch that on Shudder. I think it's on Shudder and AMC. The new season of it's coming out very soon. RuPaul's Drag Race you can watch on Wow Presents Plus or BBC Three. It's on the UK one.
Wow.
So there's so many different seasons of it. This is the thing. Like it's so the market's really saturated with all that stuff, but it's also entertaining, and it's kind of it gives like there's drag queens at the VMAs last night because of stuff like that, because it's been put into like the
gives it the platform, it suddenly normalises it, and then you filter into mainstream.
Because even whenever I was growing up, like drag, you have drag queens, but there weren't. I mean, there wasn't really much of it on TV. I remember the parents would watch like Lily Savage,
but like Paul O'Grady and stuff, Lily Savage, and then there was another one. What did you call the Australian one? Oh, you're maybe too young.
G-Man?
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know history. I remember. But like my mom and dad would have watched them and stuff. So I think RuPaul as well was about them, but was like it's only been recently with that show he's kind of blew up.
He's blew up. So we've done 6-year-old East Belfast, and then we've done fancying your best mate.
I know my best mate, no more. Like,
that's all I know.
Oh, he's lovely, but no, this is another fella I don't talk to.
And then we've done, obviously, your drag mentorship, and we have touched on the future. So, where can everybody find you if they want to?
Just in a bin.
In a bin, exactly.
You can
back of the Maverick.
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram mainly. I'm on Facebook, but I don't really use it as much. I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Sabrina Bewitched. So if you want to drop me a wee message or...
So are you at the Maverick or where are you working?
I'm at the Maverick bar. Just keep an eye on my socials to see when I'm in there. And River Rooms. So you can catch me. But they've also brought me to come to your house. I've actually done shows in living rooms before.
Oh really? So they can book you too?
Yeah, you can book me anywhere.
Obviously food.
So we will message you like...
I actually say that when I do gigs, you'd be like... drags can come to your house and do this if you want. Like, you can
It
actually
is
come and
weird.
do it in the house. Don't
It's
see in
weird fun
houses.
in someone's living room
I'd
with
say
food
so.
drag. It's fun, but sometimes they're like better. I always say like it's not quantity, it's quality.
Of course.
Like I'd rather sit in a room with 3 people that are going to be great
Quality.
crack and I know I can have a laugh
Yeah.
with and perform for it than sitting in an audience where they're. And that's the worst thing as well. You'll get like so many people in the crowd. There'll be ones that'll sit in the front row the entire time, and then they'll walk up afterwards and go, "That was amazing." And everybody's on your fucking face. It's wild.
So I think that is us coming to an end. Again, I want to thank you for coming on. I've
Thank
really,
you,
really
Gavin.
enjoyed it. I've been entertained. I've been educated.
You
Yeah,
haven't
I
thought
think-
about getting
And
into drag
aroused.
now?
I've been suddenly aroused. I won't be standing up anytime soon.
Just tuck it back. That's all. Mine's halfway up the back. I guess it's giving these heights.
I don't have enough room to tuck.
Spin it,
No, genuinely thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And who knows, I was going to say I might slip into you.
Well,
I
for
might
the right fee.
I might slip into one of your shows some night. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we're away to get blocked. See you all later, everybody. What do I like?
That went well, guys.